Hello and welcome to PlumeriaPlay. Today in The Sims 4, we are building a mint house for the Not So Berry challenge. I'm so excited for this one, so let's hop into the speed build. This house is actually built quite oddly because it was very important to me that it had a garage. So I started with the garage space and worked my way back, which is not usually how I go about a build. I typically will pull up a floor plan and get an idea for what I want the exterior to look like before we ever get started. But for this one, my only thought was garage, and there's like a spot where the concrete goes up to the edge of the lot, so I wanted our garage and like our driveway to go right there. So that's kind of how we started this build, which once again, not typically how I do things, but it ends up working out in the end. The reason for wanting the garage so bad though is in Not So Berry, the first generation, which is Mint, which is the house that we're building, your sim is a scientist, and it's really helpful to have a lot of those like science objects like the microscope, and there's some like work tables and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what they're all called, but I wanted a dedicated space for those so I didn't have to just have them out in the house. So that was why the garage was such an important detail for me. You can see now in the build, I'm placing down some filler furniture. I'm just trying to get an idea for sizing and spacing, but we have kind of got our floor plan mostly figured out. It changes a little bit here and there, but I think it's really nice. We've got a cute open concept area, and then a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house is what this ends up being. So I feel like it's plenty of room for us to grow into. There's several different ways that people play the Not So Berry challenge. Some people do it with no cheats at all, but in the challenge rules, it does specifically say you can use money cheats to get your first house and then just don't cheat after that. So that's what I did. I built this house with no budget whatsoever at all because I just wanted a house that we could grow into and play in for a little while, because I'd honestly like to not have to build but one house per generation. We'll see how that goes. But this one ends up having a red room as well for our future babies that we might have in this challenge. But while the exterior and the roof is coming together, which the roof I struggled with greatly, let me tell you a little bit about the Not So Berry challenge if you've never played it before, specifically the Mint generation. For the Mint generation, our traits are vegetarian, jealous, and materialistic. We have a Chief of Mischief aspiration, and we have to master the scientist career, which is why we need all the science stuff. So the description reads, you're a mischievous scientist that really loves the color mint. You're career driven but still make time for silly pranks and outings with your closest friends. You love luxury and want the best for yourself and your family. So this build is very suburban, but I do add several little luxurious pieces just to make this feel a little more like the description for this sim. But our goals for this are to complete the Master Scientist career, complete the Elements collection, max out the Mischief skill, max out the Logic skill, and complete the Chief of Mischief aspiration. So I'm very excited to play through this. So for the Not So Berry challenge, each generation is kind of ruled by a color. So the first one being mint, and then the second generation being rose. We'll get to the other generations as we get there, but you will see the rose room in this one because I already decorated a rose room for our future babies, like I said. But why don't we talk about the build for a second? You may see my fake little driveway that I was working on with roof pieces. This thing gives me fits. You're gonna see it disappear and reappear several times throughout this speed build. And honestly, it was gone by the end of it and I had to put it back again. I think it's so cute, but I wish I wouldn't have tried to do it. But I really wanted the house on a foundation and I didn't want to try to mess with platforms. So that's what I wanted to do. And I do end up using T.O.O.L Mod before it's all said and done to put a car up there. So I think it comes out really cute in the end. The frustration was worth it, but like I said, it gave me fits. I also want to address another little elephant in the room, which is what the color mint is. So I do acknowledge that mint maybe leans a little more green than it does blue, but I do think that mint can have undertones of blue. So you will see me using blue mints and green mints in this build. I know maybe that's weird, but The Sims does not have a lot of swatches in either of those two tones. They don't really have like a true mint swatch in anything. So some things are kind of like a light blue and some things are kind of a light green, and I think it all ends up mixing and meshing well together. But I do acknowledge that maybe this house is not a true mint house. I even had to get some CC for my Sim's hair because there's no true mint hair in the game either. but she leans a little blue mint. So I thought maybe we would lean a little blue mint in the house, but I feel like I do a good job of mixing and matching both. So all mint parties should be happy. But we are inside the house now, and I'm getting the placement for our kitchen down. The kitchen definitely leans more blue mint than green mint, but I really like the new counters from the Home Chef Hustle, and I thought the blue felt more minty than the green version of the same counters. So that is what I went with. So hopefully you don't hate it, but I think it's fun and it's cute and it's bright and it's colorful and it's The Sims, so it's quite frankly not that deep. I just wanted a house that I knew I was gonna enjoy playing in, and I feel like I really achieved that. But let's talk about the Not So Berry challenge real quick while this build is starting to come together. So we are gonna actually be starting this challenge tomorrow, so be looking for that post. I think we're gonna be running it on an every Sunday basis. That's subject to change, but as of right now, that's my plan because I do run the 100 baby challenge every Friday. So I want to make sure that we have enough time and space for me to record and edit both. YouTube is not my full-time job, so I don't have a ton of extra time to work on everything, and I also stream. So bear with me, but I'm pretty happy with the way my posting schedule and everything's going right now. So I don't think it's going to be any kind of issue. We just may have to shift some dates around depending on like the workload that gives me. But gameplay is my favorite to record and edit, so I did really want to work in some more gameplay videos. I love the 100 baby challenge, but it can get a little grindy, so I was hoping for something that can give me a little bit more storytelling room. So I'm very excited to start this challenge and play with the sim that I made. She is out front, so you may see her in bits and pieces. I think she's so cute. Her name is gonna be Minthy, not because that technically has anything to do with mints, but it's in the name, and it is a Greek mythology reference, which I kind of love Greek mythology, so I thought it was a cute name. But back to the build for just a minute. We are now in the living room, which leans more green mint. So I have this couch from high school years, which if you ask me is actually a true mint color, but it's one of the only true mint swatches in the whole game, but I did feel like I needed to include it. But it has like a little blue pillow on it, so it blends in well with the blue room, and then the rug that we have placed down has a little bit of blue and green in it. So like I said, I feel like everything ends up blending. I think it looks nice in the end. And here's where some of the luxury comes in. We have a beautiful built-in fireplace, a frame TV. I think this living room turns out so cute. I got her like a cute little reading nook in the corner. I use a lot of plants, not for any particular reason other than I think they just really make a build look good. But I wanted to make sure her space felt cozy but luxurious all at the same time. So I feel like we achieved that here. I'm just going and placing some curtains now. I feel like these ones from For Rent are also very luxurious but cozy feeling at the same time. I did accidentally grab the medium wall height ones first, so you'll see me change those. And then we just got a cute little curtain in the kitchen. But now we're moving on into the area which I like to call the hallway of doors. I think this is actually very common in most Sims build, but also in real life. It's borderline a hallway, but it's a little stubbier than that. But I'm just getting some decorations in there, and we kept it very simple. And now we are moving on to the master bedroom, which takes me a minute to figure out. So you'll see this go through a few shifts. So I'm sorry if you like something I placed down and it gets changed. But this blue was just reading too blue to me and not minty enough. So I was just not really vibing with the colors. I'm trying to make it work, and it's not feeling right. But I am like looking for artworks and things, and here's where I'm like, this is not good. This is bad. But at some point I end up finding a rug maybe. Yes, this rug that has like more of a green tone, but you see there's like some mint flowers in there. And then that's when this room starts to read what I consider to be more of a true mint. Maybe a little bit of a sage green, but I think it still works out. And then I was like, we need some access to the backyard. I didn't even consider that. I gave us a bunch of extra money just so I didn't have to keep cheating it, but we are not going to keep that all because the house does not end up costing that much. And the backyard I save for last, but we're back in the room now and doing this bathroom in here as well. I'm pretty happy with how this bathroom came out. We used this tile from Home Chef Hustle, which the tile feels more mint green to me, but the counters read a little bit more of a sage. But I think this bathroom comes out cute. We keep it pretty simple. I didn't want to do anything too crazy in there. I'm just adding a few more decorations in here now. And I do put a blue mint and a green mint robe in here just because I thought it was kind of a funny nod. And now we're moving into our secondary bathroom. I did consider making this rose since I guess it technically will belong to the kids. But I decided no, this is the mint house. Everything is going to be mint except for our one singular rose room. But now we are moving into our garage space and I'm getting all that science stuff placed down. You can also see now that my roof piece driveway has gone away, but I will add it back before the end. But the car is now back outside. I considered putting the car inside and just giving up on the driveway, but there was not enough room for the car and all of our science things. I even put some pipes and stuff just to make it look like it helps run the science machinery. And I've made another decision that I feel I might regret, which is a laundry room, but I just could not pass up putting those mint washer and dryer in the build. And now we are moving on to our little rose room. I really wanted to do a flower wallpaper. I maybe should change it to the new one from the Love Struck pack, but I thought this one from Cottage Living was cute. I put down 2 bassinets. I don't know how many babies we're gonna have. I just wanted the room to be semi-decorated for whatever we decide. I am missing stuff that isn't necessary to have. I almost just wanted it to match the aesthetic more so than be functional at this point. So I will be changing this up as we play through the gameplay, but it is a pretty big room, so it'll fit multiple Sims should we decide to have a lot of kids. But now we are moving to my favorite part of the house, which is the backyard. So our Mint Sim loves luxury, but also likes to hang out with friends. So I thought for this backyard space, it would be perfect to curate a luxurious but nice hangout space. And I really want to use string lights, and I left in the struggle because I just thought other people should have to watch my suffering. I could not get these string lights to place right. For whatever reason, I was trying to use the Love Struck debug ones, but they have some in the toddler stuff pack, which are not debug, which are a little bit easier to work with. I literally changed the size of our porch to match the length of the lights. And in my opinion, that is the only way to place these lights down. So I think I've almost got them now. Yep, I think we finally got it. It was a struggle, but I do think they end up looking so cute. But the way the porch falls, our backyard almost has 2 separate spaces, which I don't really mind. I think it's nice. I feel like in the future when our Mint Sim has their children, one side will be more of a kid play area and the other side will be her hangout space. But as of right now, they're both her hangout spaces, which I think is fun. And then there was one slight more struggle with these string lights, but I just got to place an extra one, so I was kind of fun with that. And we put a little bar space underneath it. I decided I wanted to get a pool, which I think is perfect for a close hangout with friends. And I really wanted to have the telescope, so you'll see that object floating around. I don't remember exactly where it ends up. I know that does have potential to kill your Sims, but it's kind of nice to have the drama of that sometimes. Plus, it's a fun way to work on your logic skill that's not just chess, but I do have the chess table on the front porch too, so we have several options. And then for our outdoor space and seating, we are using the Riviera Retreat Kit. I feel like it's very luxurious and it has a mint swatch, so I just thought it was perfect. And I think that's our build pretty much wrapping up. So I will hop into the game now and give you a quick tour, because I know it can be so hard to tell what's going on when the camera is moving around everywhere. So here we are in Willow Creek, which is actually where my Sim is gonna be living at. And this is our house from the map. I actually really love the way the house looks from the map. But here is what that house is looking like from the front. I actually think this lot looks the best in the morning light, so I think that's what we're gonna stay in. But here's a quick look at the other ones. It just kind of washes it out in the afternoon. I think the evening's fine. And then I actually made a point to light this up pretty well, so I think it looks good at nighttime too. But here we are in the morning. You can see my driveway is back and my car is angled. It's not perfect. It's clipping a little here and floating a little here, but it took me forever to even get it that close. So that is what we have. On our front porch, we have our chest area and not really anything else on the front porch but the chest and the rug. And then on the inside of the lot, you are met with a cute little entryway. We've got our kitchen and a dining table here, and then our living room over here. In the garage, we've got our science area with this mint rug sauced up really big. Moving back into the house, we've got our hallway of doors with our secondary bathroom here off of that. I think it's very cute and a little more blue mint. And then we have our primary bedroom, which I think is a perfect mix of the blue and the green mint. This rug in particular, it's kind of got the blue mint in the background and the green mint in the flowers. just a little bit. Here is our fun and brightly colored bathroom. And then over on the other side, we've got our rose room, which is going to be for our future children. Like I said, it's not very personalized because we don't know what kind of kids we're gonna have yet and whatnot. And then one of my favorite areas of the house, which is this backyard space, I did put some mint tile in the pool, and honestly the backyard shines at afternoon time, so let's change it to afternoon. But here we are, we've got a little seating area by the pool, a bar, and a couple of lounge chairs. And then we even have a cute little fire pit here under this large tree, which I think I placed off camera. But that is what our mint house is looking like. I will go ahead and put it on the gallery for you if you're interested. I'm gonna just be calling this the Not So Berry Mint House. I do use hashtag PlumeriaPlay to give you an easier time finding it if you need to look for it that way. But I do have that uploaded on the gallery for you now. Let me guys know what you think of this build in the comments below. And if you have any fun ideas for the Not So Berry challenge, I've actually never played the Not So Berry challenge all the way through before. I've only been doing YouTube a little over 4 months, so I've definitely never played it here. But even when I did try to play it, I think I ended at the mint generation because I lost my save or something. I'm not really sure what happened, but I'm excited to give it another try and play with it all the way through. If you made it this far in the video, comment our secret emoji down below. I hope you guys have the best rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!